Look at there.
Wolverine.
That's a nasty looking dude.
Yeah.
Big. You guys shoot one of those up there?
Yeah.
Well, that's nasty.
Yeah, we've got 2 or 3.
Yeah, they're pretty rare to find, aren't they?
Yeah.
You hope you're recording?
Yeah, that's recording. That's Mount Katmai looking right into the crater of it.
Huh.
You know, back in 1914 or thereabouts, big volcanic eruption.
What were you guys doing up there?
Well, with the humble oil, we just put all in geologists around, getting their dips and strikes and rock samples, looking for possible oil reservoirs. Oh, there's some old glue.
Oh, sure.
We gotta run right over.
Knock that goddamn cow flatter.
Yeah,
he's
he's gonna do a fight.
Yeah, he's gonna do battle. Look at him. Turns around and went, what the fuck is that thing? You son of a bitch. I'm sitting around my ladies here. Do they do battles here on the ground?
No.
I'm getting used to it now. He's not running quite so fast. You may not have ever seen a helicopter before.
Yeah.
There's some kind of a big bird gonna get him. Can't get away from the helicopter.
Yeah, there's one thing, no trees down there to...
Ooh, there's some beauties.
Yeah. That's the male and the female. Of course, naturally, the female's the one that's got the hole in it, shot it with the 30-06. Shit. Now that's
Humpy?
That's a pink salmon or a humpback.
That's an humpy. She eats the fish anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Good smoker, but that's all he's good for.
Now this is a geologist that was, see that big anticline and all that, you know, the folds of the... Maybe go dog or something like that.
You see the rock structure, huh?
Yeah. And they track that for miles and miles. Oh yeah, track. Big bat.
Yeah, that looks like a bad guy.
Looks fairly fresh.
Goddamn toenails in that
See
dude.
the siding or something?
Yeah.
There's my footprint.
Yeah.
No, he is. Big old thing.
Grizzly?
Yeah. Little brown bear there.
Big hump on him. I'm shit up brownies and everything with a grizzly. Son of a bitch. Learning steam.
Old Kodiak. He had a seal carcass on shore.
Huh.
But hell, he could swim better than I can with a bit. But after walking about 33 miles an hour, they can cover the ground by
In case you have one of them son of bitches going after you in the woods.
Yeah, I keep thinking, I hope the engine doesn't sput out.
They probably eat that goddamn helicopter.
Yeah. Oh, it was down on the peninsula, Mount Vinyamanov, and that's some of the funerals. And God, that was interesting, all those dikes, sills. And this part wasn't even on the map.
Huh.
Uncharted area.
Weird formation, huh? Got some glaciers?
Oh, just from the lava coming down and the wind and weather eroded the softer sediments away. But yeah, they got their different layers of time periods, Mesozoic and sediment period. And they look at fossils and crap.
Well, that is a spawn somewhere there.
Now that's the old red settlement. Sockeye.
It is spawner, huh?
Yeah.
What do you do with that red pig?
Throw them back.
We
We're just snagging. So they pick up.
There's a hook on the nose on that dude, eh?
Yeah, they really get distorted.
Yeah.
Especially if you just cast out there and snag on one. After a while, your arm is broken out of it.
Still fight pretty good.
Yeah. Especially get them by the tail. Man.
Oh, yeah. Follow hook on them. How many of you guys are up there?
Oh, usually they'd have 4 or 5 geologists in camp. A cook, a mechanic, and such.
Where are you guys flying out of?
Oh, just anywhere. They just stay out in the boondocks or somewhere, live in tents.
Huh. Where you working for then?
Most of the time it was Humble Oil. One year it was Shell Oil. Another one was geological survey. Most of the years it was just Humble Oil.
You were actually flying for them?
Yeah. I don't know some of that geologist name. See a couple of eggs.
Yeah.
Schnout. Trying to get beat on them like a bird. Eagle, don't they?
Yeah, they really hook.
And all those carcasses around,
You're packing a cannon there.
Yeah.
357?
No. That's 22.
That wouldn't stop a southern bear.
No. Well, the geologist is the one that packed it. 300, 375 mag.
One of the king of dudes there.
Yeah, the birds pluck out the eyes first thing. Step on those goddamn things.
Think when they're
on
running.
the helicopter, the stench.
Bears must have a bloody field day.
Oh boy. Everything, even the parky squirrel will eat on them damn thing.
Yeah. That's part of the food chain.
Yeah. Look at all the cat food fertilizer going to waste. This is Alanchak Bay, they call it. We stayed in a little goddamn shack where you see it. People lived in them up to the midgets.
More trappers and miners are all bent over from digging.
Yeah. One of our old tents. That was interesting, the winds they have up there. See this chimney on there?
Yeah.
We got that son of a bitch anchored up. Look at the coast up of it.
Blow it off.
Well then, yeah, the whole roof would go before that chimney here. They got that son of a anchored down.
Chains and steel bars. Yeah, that's right. Don't look like it's made too well, making it too wide.
Wolf said protecting hook bay. Eventually, that's where they drilled that real, oil company. Yeah, these party squirrels, they become regular pets. Now, he's gonna have a tough time. He's got a peanut butter sandwich.
It tasted pretty good.
Yeah. Hanging together. Look at those cheeks on him, my God.
What's that?
Funny how, how tame and
Yeah, they find that's not gonna hurt them. Look at it.
and they seem to know, if they hang around close to camp, like in the foxes won't bother them. Yeah, that's real peanut butter jelly.
What year was this now?
Oh, God, I don't know, 56 or 7.
Peanut butter now, too? Huh? Peanut butter now?
Yeah. I think the cheeks would explode after that.
You don't show that stuff in there.
It's about reached 1,000. just stayed there a couple of weeks. But all our gas come in cans, like flavor cans. See why they call it Hook Bay, that big spit sticking out there. It's hard to get, oh yeah, there it is. Old Renard pot.
Shooting you okay?
No. As long as you move slowly, you know.
They were pretty good.
Yeah. Because they were just as curious of you as you were them.
That's the red fox?
Yeah. And then every day you come up and patrol the beach, you know.
The fox would have quite a bit of buck, don't they?
Yeah, I imagine.
Already fox did this way.
I finally opened up a can of sardines.
You can do it.
Yeah. So we only caught in Alaska ever had a can of sardines. You know, you're not scared. You walk right up by the helicopter and everything.
I shot at a big red up in White Bass and missed that son of a bitch over that way. That's beautiful red.
Well, you're getting mangy kind of, you know, summer coat, get rid of the winter coat.
You can pick up all that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Pretty close to that.
Yeah, man. You're walking all the time, my goodness. But you hear that telephone ring, well, sometimes I can't hear it. Oh, there's some sea lions offshore on an island out there.
Is this the way they reproduce your film on the VHS too? Or fully, huh? And if you take them some joint, they'll move in?
Yeah, I imagine, yeah. Well, they probably run it through that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was unusual to have
Okay, bird.
three, old Larson. He got killed, he was a partner of ours, he got killed first year running those power lines. But he had geologists from Humble Oil and some from Shell Oil, and that red helicopter was from Shell Oil Company. They were all confused trying to compare notes.
They're beating on a rock. Now it's an interesting rock. The rock looks like the rest of them.
They always try to get them to wear red so they can spot them when they come back and pick them up.
You're checking rock samples, let it in?
Yeah. Oh. This was a small camp. We went out to Messick Lake, and I think there was only one fish in it. Dadgum lake. I caught him about 8 times. But, oh, the bugs. Oh, and we built a little, there's the Texas flag in the outhouse.
Nice crapper, how'd you get in it?
Yeah, just right there.
Built out of ammo boxes?
Yeah. Those are the little gas can boxes. That old kid. He was a teacher back in Connecticut. Willie Funk. What a name.
Willie Funk?
Yeah. He was a geologist. He wouldn't go around the bush. He'd go through it. What a knothead.
right there on the monitor, isn't it? Just have a weak light bulb in there. Ooh, a goose.
A widgeon, say that. He'd bring in a, German widgeon. That's smaller than a goose. But they'd bring in a supplies for it, you know. Like mail. Right.
One of those would be fun to have.
Boy, yeah. You can see the old film, it's pretty old there. Those mosquitoes get the damn pictures. I don't know whether it'll show up in there or not. Yeah.
That's typical Alaska. Probably about an inch long.
We left that camp for about a week and come back and the berries and food there were all stored up. We buried the food and everything, you know, so there wasn't anything to attract them.
Mosquitoes?
Yeah.
Yay.
You just had to wear mosquito nets. You know, get
They
your
are.
eyes.
How to them to survive.
Yeah, that was the worst camping spot we had, right there in the bushes where the bugs were. There's a rat.
Yeah. Warm, didn't it? Right side, through the... Which one was that one? Beef?
That's still that old blue
Rare
river.
beef?
Oh, that's the way I sleep. So,
Skiing by helicopter, huh?
yeah. Oh, after the move. They're so dumb.
A lot of them up there.
Oh, yeah. I think there's some scenes in here that's thousands of them. One of migration.
Yeah, terrible. Who if they turn around like the airplane for it? Trying to figure out what it is, or...
Tired of running. Oh, this was...
Glad you guys did some lake for some pretty good fishing in it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, well, they worked harder pushing rocks down hillside than they did, you know, getting the drips and stripes and rock samples, you know.
Because it's got a landslide, or...
Yeah, see what they could scoop out bears or something down below. Boy, some of the rocks are huge, you know.
Break apart, it.
Put more effort out to that than they would working.
Well, what could they tell by the rock?
Yeah, you can tell with possible oil formation.
From the kind of rock?
Yeah, what period of time depends on the
Possibly.
possible. Yeah. Let's go through that brush. He almost went over that cliff. It's kind of...
Pretty goddamn agile, though.
Put the nose down, and they go through that brush just like a Sherman tank, you know. And there he almost, geez, I thought he was there.
Yeah, he's on a pretty steep hill, really.
Yeah, he's covering the ground. Looks like he's got cauliflower ears.
I'm not going to put too much brighter on the monitor.
Now this is Don Sheldon, he's passed away since then, but he was Alaska's,
McKinney's most renowned bush pilot.
and this is his operation called keeping it.
Flying to the mountain.
But see, these shotguns he had on this, that was his wolf plane.
Ah,
He had them mounted there, and here's a Blaine Eastwood. He got killed as captain of Northern Airlines. He was my mechanic. Did a hell of a good deal there. But anyway, he could fly a fixed wing, so I get in the back seat with a camera, and then old Don Sheldon would let us use the machine, and we go out and drop cans in the river and blast away.
he had a shotguns mounted under the wing?
They
Automatic?
could fire them singly, doubly, or salvo all four.
Automatic?
Yeah, zeroed in 110 feet. No wonder you know, chase after these wolf packs and, you know, get 50 bucks. Hell, you know.
Good job. Would he put keys on his plane and went on?
Yeah, of course,
So he's got a gun sight?
Yeah. Of course, it's outlawed since then, you know.
Yeah. You got a wolf down there?
No, we're just gonna shoot the cans, but we never did have Gusman to fire all four. They looked like we shot that. But this eagle, I don't know what they got wet. But he jumped in the lake, you know, to get away from it.
Huh.
They call that an eagle stroke.
He was bastard, and someone shot by him.
Yeah, they tossed a rock out at him.
Big eagle.
Yeah.
It's got a little wing or something.
Yeah, but that grass so high, you know, with that 24-hour sunlight. And one of those moose get big.
Get a moose picture too?
Huh?
Get a moose in here?
Yeah, coming up.
Jesus, look at the eyes of that guy. A little bit of feet up there, huh?
Well, there's old mooses, gruntos.
Pretty racking up, dude. Another dumb trailer.
Just a way to fish.
Land on the gravel bar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty trick. Only did the trick now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put the helicopter.
But a lot of times easy to land on a shallow creek and we're trying to find another spot to land in, you know. Oh, here's your Arctic grading. See there.
Very good fish.
Pretty fish.
Snagged it, huh?
Oh, I caught him and I just put the hook in his back so I could get some movies in him.
Very pretty fish. That's all?
The old standby red and white tear devil.
That thing on the, turned up loud on there?
Is that for hearing or for ringing? That little knob on the side.
Oh, that was for ventilator.
Nice bright one.
You know, you took anything in one of those fish holes, you know, with dolly bars or salmon or...
You guys ate a lot of fish?
Not too much, you know, they eat steaks into it. That way just catching them in the mood. Now, here's an old gold operation, sluice box, yeah. And I thought to myself, like, yeah.
Is that a crick now?
Yeah, I just reverted it. They'd have to be big nuggets to come settle out of that form of water, I would think.
You find gold?
Yeah, I got some of that. Now, I took this in slow motion and speeded up the... Worked out pretty good. I wish I'd done more of that.
Yeah. Big rack on him.
Yeah. They're so dark.
Yeah, it's just down black. Where's the other rack on? A lot of meat in all those deals.
They're the most beautiful animal in Alaska, the tall sheep.
And look at him in trouble. So he's covering the ground, huh? Not quite a full curl, but getting off close. Yeah, that's the one you want on the wall, Calvin. One of those you can keep all the rest of the trophies. Big strap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only way you could, only way you could get one of those after marrying Neva. And this Arctic owl, he was crippled.
Big.
Pretty good size little boy, huh?
Yeah.
Got feathers hanging all over.
Huh.
Been out through the VCR.
Yeah, 1957 in Alaska. Yeah, that's at Cordova. Old J model. Oh, there's a Widgeon. Lycoming engines. Oh, oh, a little seal pup. Ben, one of the geologists, Ben Fukuzawa. Oh, some wild goats. Another billy goat. Nanny goat. Oh, whitehead. Oh. Now here's a graveyard, native graveyard. Oh, Pioneers of Alaska. Yeah. End of the trail. Out of Cordova. The old hotel we stayed at in Cordova. The old Windsor. Some of the rock formations that the geologists were working on it, getting the rock samples, fossils, dips and strikes. Beautiful country, Mount St. Elias and that range of mountains in that area. As a geologist would say, Upper Jurassic. Oh, there's a goat. Yeah, I think this goat was hornier than I was. Yeah, I believe that was here, 1957, operating out of Cordova and Catala. Ain't no goat running up. Now, that was the Copper River, I do believe. An old plane wreck, and no, I'm sorry. This is down an old, one of the original oil fields in southeast of Alaska called Catala. There's a bridge across the old Copper River. No roads on either side of it. We got all our supplies by primarily by seaplane, bringing in our food, letters, and geologists that had swapped. Oh. Willie Funk. Well, we're on the old Yukon River in our office, and the Yukon River flooded and we had to move camp. Yeah, we lived on that barge for a while. There was a lady. Finally ended up being Marv's dog. Oh, there I am, trying to shave an old lady. It was a Bell Ranger J model. And that is Cordova from the air. Back to the outcrops again. Humongous glacier. There we are on the beach, getting their rock samples, low tide. Calhoun. Yeah, the geologists just went crazy over this rock formation. Dikes, sills, anticline. country, there wasn't any trees around, just brush. Maybe he was just shipping through, waddling through.
Now, what's going on? Now, this ship, 0949 Baker, that was leased from A.K. Platt of Chelan. And economy helicopters used in Alaska. I believe that was 1956. Our campsite. Beautiful waterfalls. And mosquitoes. Time out for coffee break. Now here's a bear and the cub going across the glacier. Two cubs. Poor little guys. Call that a brown bear. Here's, looks like we're catching a Dolly Varden. Lens cover in the road. Or thumb. Always had the geologist wear red, so if we dropped them off on a ridge and come back later in the day, we could find them visibly a little easier, as we had no radio contact. Pretty little flowers all over. Roll right out of the sand. I believe they called it a fireweed.
fire flower. All our gas came in these boxes, 2 5-gallon cans to the crate. Old man Kelly. Looking along the coastline of Alaska. Oh, we were fishing. This was at Allen Shack Bay. We stayed at this old fishing camp. And these two fellows were stationed there as caretakers. They're making their haul of fish out of the gill net. Oh, this is getting back to this Catella oil field that burned up in the 20s. This is 1959. Barge, they're trying to unload a barge, building a road out to it so they can, with these cats, so they can unload it. That was down below Cordova. Morrison, Tennessee. Three different oil companies that are operating out of there. This is back in the old Yukon River where we flooded out and living on the barge. That line is the border. You can see across the canyon, that is the line between Alaska and Canada. Home sweet home. Bars heading downstream. That's our boat floating. There's Ben. Oh, it's nice. That was the Kendrick River. There's some sheep. A big limestone mountain formation differences there. Really contrasting that limestone and the other. Huh. That was John Copper. George is fishing. There's the old gold dredge. Boy, they really dredged up a lot of terra firma. Well, Al, he's going to try this kayak. He was ahead of the geology crew. Got his butt wet.
A real seaman. Oh, there's JoJo. Lady, I should say. Boy, she'd retrieve cans or anything. You tossed them out of the helicopter, 500 feet, she'd bail out to retrieve it. There's an old wrecked Cub on float. We found. There's old Ben. There's some of the fall colors. This is in September. Now we're into some caribou. Attack. Nice rack. No marker. That was the old, that marker was a border. Canada and the United States. And you can see the border as far as your eyes can visualize it. It's a line up through the timber that they cut out. Was on the Yukon River, or I should say where the Porcupine River emptied into it. You know, it's sandy after they've taken off there. Oh, here we're back home in Yakima. A little reading. This is 1955 at Yakima Economy Helicopters. and we were just heading for Seattle, put the helicopters on board the aircraft and go to Alaska for the summer operation. Tommy Hall. Flying over Snoqualmie Pass, heading for Seattle. Yeah, it's probably Lake Ketchiwas. Mount Si. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, home so-so. Went out to the Space Needle and had a little chow one day. Messed around. Well, Tuesday or Wednesday, I called the doctor today and he never did return the call. Get together. In Alaska, Stan Hilwick. Oop. We had was working for the Coast Geodetic Survey. Two of those ships were from Kerncopters down in California. And there is the old Pacific Ocean. Oh, and a bear. Caribou. This is our camp on Point Lay, up in the northwest part of Alaska, up above Kotzebue. There's your white whale or beluga whale. And the natives there by Point Lay and Point Wainwright, they herded them into an area and managed to get a couple. Yeah, they're having a little problem with this old widgeon, an old super cub. Seer motive. Out of Anchorage. This is a lake in the interior here where we were going to set up camp. And the one pilot, he got jammed up in this ice flow when the wind shifted and he couldn't take off for a while. This was an old abandoned weasel that the Navy had used. That's an old Balenka aircraft, by the way. But those weasels were used by the Navy for oil drilling operation. That was on the north slope of Alaska. Now this is the Colville River. We were operating out of Liberty Lake. Well, we had the tape break. A couple of geologists were fishing in the Colville River. Oh, yeah. That's Old Rampart. We were at the Sheenjack River and the Porcupine River. Old Rampart, that's almost, that's the Canadian border. But this is some oxide geological terms. Here's Old Rampart. They thought that was in the United States, and it ended up, that is in Canada. Aerial view of Old Rampart on the Yukon River. Boy, some of this is pretty hard to remember. Yeah, well, there old Bob Kelly got some old northern pike. Always fantastic fishing. And here we're being supplied by this Widgeon, the old Ranger engine. And there's a 180 on floats, of course. Now here's an old buddy from Yakima, Dan McAnally and his old Balanka. Now that was really an old timer. He come flying into Fort Yukon. Back to the Widgeon. This is our camp in Fort Yukon. Naturally, just on the other side of the graveyard. That was the church at Fort Yukon. Eight miles north of the Arctic Circle is the post office at Fort Yukon. That was a hospital and it caught fire. One of the outbuildings from the hospital, that is. So we ended up trying to fight fire. Yeah, that was part of the hospital. Brook finally, I think, caves in. Yeah, there it goes. All those barrels, some of them had fuel in it. So they're building a fire line with these caps around the area so the fire won't get out of hand and start a big forest fire. This is my first Alaska film, so you can see all the erratic, short-term sceneries. Anchorage International Airport, this is 1956. Second year we went to Alaska, and that's Hood Lake. My, how it was full of airplanes. Old Cubs and Taylorcrafts, you name it, old timers. Oh, Ronca. Busiest seaplane base in the world. And we are flying down through the pass. Lake Clark Pass, going down to southeast Alaska on the
Southwest Alaska at the Alaska Peninsula. Some of the glaciers, boy, really beautiful. There's Lake Clark. That's snow in the bowl for the helicopter, so. Yeah, this year we operated with Humble Oil Company, and we lived on a boat, which we'll see a little later. One of the geologists. That's a small moose there. Yeah, that's the kind Don McKenzie shoots, a little bit like that. Yeah, there's the old African Queen. Humble Oil had leased that boat. That was our headquarters and where we lived on. And that ship was built, I think, in 1927. Round bottom, single screwed. You can see all the gas westward, Seattle. See, all the gas are in these gas crates. Yeah, some days when it's rough like this, we wouldn't be able to make it from the shore out to our home. We'd stay overnight on the beach on the tent. This was down southwestern part of Alaska, Alanchak Bay area. And that was our skiff that we'd get to and from shore. Of course, the helicopter didn't have. But we didn't have floats on the helicopter, so we had to stay ashore with the machine. Well, our poor old African Queen blew a jug, and this Valencia, this boat towed us all the way over to Kodiak Island to get repaired. That's Kodiak Island. Old sea lions. Well, there's our number one man, Bill Brown, all-American boy. And a whale, too. The old meandering river, and I can't recall which river this is. From the fjords along the coast. Back to some fishing, The old red and white daredevil, pretty hard to lure to beat. Dolly Varden and rainbows. That's looking at St. Augustine Island. This was some weather base. Yeah, some parts of Alaska are really unusual. See, these are called Alaska kangaroos, Alaska flamingos. Yeah, fool all of you. They're from the zoo in Seattle. Now that's the real McCoy, the wild fox. From over the land again.
Oh, Kelly? Yeah, hi, Squirt. Yes, Huh? Yeah, no, just checking on, what's, oops. No. No, you probably heard the projector and everything fall off here. Now we just taking some of that stuff. What's Dr. Sandvik have to say? Anything? Well, that's what I wanted to, that's why I called him. One of the points of reasons for calling him is so he could answer some of these questions. So it was missing. Well, you'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Don't worry about that now. We'll worry about it after it's over with, eh? Quiz him, I guess. Yeah, I called the accountant, and he never returned the call today. I just can't figure it out. Here, let me. Oh. Back to the saber-toothed tiger of Alaska. And the lions from Alaska. By Woodland Park Zoo, I think. Looks like he's got his bib on. Malaya sun bear. Little Susie the sea otter.
our cook. At Hook Bay, Walt the cook, Ted our bartender, whatever. Yeah, it looks like Sand Hill. Pumping up the boat or big launch down the river. The Fuller helicopter on float just out of anchorage there. Even ended up belly up in the water. Yeah. The Fuller helicopter apparently hit. Well, this is that tall keeper, and we're in the wolf plane with a shotgun mount on it. And there's one old dead salmon. Lots of eggs, you know. Caviar. Doing a little fishing there, commercial fishing. Willie, Punk, and Ted. He was a good geologist. This is looking inside of the crater, Mount Vinyonov, I believe. And above the clouds, it was keep running helicopter. All catching some salmon. drill site operation. I believe that was on Hook Bay. White Bay. Oh, humpback, pink salmon. Oh. I think that was Carol. Cartoon guy, really. Yeah. I don't know what's all on that film. As bad as me. Carol Brady, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Uncle Ben. Oh my God, oh, there comes Ben. Oops. Oh. What? I don't know.
Yeah, we just understand.
Champion. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah, what a good thread.
yeah. Isn't that? Oh. Oh, this is Owen Champy.
Oh.
The one before that was Fred, big, great big divot. Really? I think it's Dawn Warning. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Bob Johnson. Here's old Forrest Proponent's graduation. By God. Oh, little Scott. Gee. Good night. Letter. helicopter we picked up down in Las Vegas. Hey, don't shoot it, no. Here's an old Brantley 305. That's at the helicopter convention. And a Huey. And a Ranger. And a little Hughes 300, either 269 or 300. Hughes 500.